Which Guardians of the Galaxy character is the most likable of all? Sure enough, all of them have something to like, but some of them clearly stand out. Welcome back to another video, fellas, and today I will be ranking every Guardians of the Galaxy character according to their likability. So are you ready? Let's go! Number 10. COSMO. COSMO the Space Dog made her official debut during the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, voiced by the Oscar nominee Maria Bakalova. Volume 3 sees the Space Dog return as a full-time member of the Guardians of the Galaxy who stays on Nowhere with Crackling while the team goes on their mission. COSMO has a small but meaningful role in the movie. However, she is so sweet that fans will certainly be left wanting to see more of her. COSMO the Space Dog is a perfect fit for the Guardians. Number 9. Crackling. It's not that Crackling is unlikable, in fact no member of the Guardians of the Galaxy is truly unlikable, but truth be told, we haven't seen much of him as the member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, so that we can make up our minds. What we know for sure is that Crackling is very loyal. At first Crackling was loyal to Yondu, and then we saw him in a nice moment acknowledging STARLORD as his new captain. Crackling is now a full-time member of the Guardians, although like COSMO, he skips most of the action by staying on Nowhere. The most satisfying moment is when Crackling masters Yondu's whistling arrow. I mean, if he ever masters it. Number 8. Nebula. Now, change my mind if you can, though you can't, but Nebula has one of the best character arcs in the entirety of the MCU. James Gunn and Karen Gillan turned Nebula from a dangerous and traumatized living weapon into a loving and supporting leader, while she is healing from her painful past. The truth is, with every new movie, Nebula is becoming even more likable, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is definitely the highlight of her character. Nebula is a brilliant character, and the third movie presents her most vulnerable and sympathetic portrayal yet.
Knock it off!
Number 7. Gamora. Gamora shares the same upbringing as Nebula, yet she didn't suffer severe dismemberment as her sister. Besides being stronger than Nebula, she is also a better person. Well, at least she was, before she died in Avengers Infinity War, because ever since Endgame, when she came back, Gamora appears to be more cruel and colder as a person in general. Gamora showed her selflessness when she was willing to die so that Thanos wouldn't get the Soul Stone. Well, that didn't work, but in any case, that doesn't make her intention any less genuine. Interestingly enough, Gamora's character arc is quite opposite to her sister Nebula, as Gamora started as a more likable character, but then she died, and when she came back
a total dick.
Exactly. However, the third film puts her into a strange position, as ever since she returned, she is not the same person, because she has not the same experiences, and also, she is not officially a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. Number 6. Groot. And now Groot. Groot is, well, Groot.
I'm Groot.
That's right.
It's true that with almost no words, he can make us feel and cry. He is a very unselfish character and sacrificed himself for the gang several times. Yet, we assume it's easy to do that when you have the same regenerative abilities as he does. Nonetheless, it is noble. Groot provides comic relief, and he is a character that is almost impossible not to like. Unfortunately, Groot doesn't get to do much in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. After being a standout and scene stealer during the first two films, Groot takes the backseat in the Guardians' recent adventure, acting as the team's muscle while delivering a few of his now iconic I am Groot lines and one of the best Easter eggs of the entire trilogy. Make sure to watch the film to find it. Number 5. Yondu. First of all, Yondu's incredible confidence is astonishing, and of course, he has some amazing one-liners.
I'm very popular, y'all!
Besides, his whistling is just epic. And even though he appears as a villain at some point, eventually all is ignored because of the relationship he establishes with STARLORD. Deep down, he cares about him and tries to do his best for him. In the end, he is the father Peter Quill always wanted. I mean, he sacrificed his life to save Quill from his biological father. What a story arc, from being a character that was introduced as a villain to ending up leaving us in tears after his death. Yondu shows what good writing and acting can do to a character. Number 4. Mantis. Even though Mantis only made her appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, she won our hearts very fast. Not only is she super strong thanks to her incredible powers, but she has a quite unique personality as well. When you combine her dry sense of humor with interactions with DRAX, it provides some hilarious moments. Mantis is a sweet and hilarious presence, and the developments of her character arc in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and now in Volume 3 is something that will never cease to impress. Guardians Volume 3 is a crucial chapter in Mantis' storyline. She is now more confident among the Guardians and she gets some of the film's best moments. Without a doubt, Mantis is one of the most likable characters of the MCU.
It's beautiful.
And so are you.
Number 3, STARLORD, aka Peter Quill. The first Guardians of the Galaxy movie skyrocketed STARLORD as one of the best heroes of the MCU. I mean, Chris Pratt is the perfect Peter Quill as he manages to combine heroism with playfulness just right. Personally, he is my favorite character of the MCU alongside Captain America. If there is one Guardian that doesn't take himself too seriously, that's Peter. At the same time, he is very confident and almost comes across as arrogant, and yet his goofiness saves him. From a great soundtrack to impressive moves, he fully transforms the surrounding energy wherever he goes. Also, while the STARLORD has a grieving past, he still tries to be nice and caring to people. And the best thing is that his performance has only improved throughout the years. In Volume 3, his journey leads him to the end stage of depression, and that of acceptance. While he still remains his usual goofy self, Peter is much more level-headed, assuming his role as a leader more seriously than ever before. It's a perfect progression for the character that makes him all the more likable for audiences, who have seen him grow from an immature man-child that saved the galaxy with a dance-off to a concentrated captain that cares deeply about the well-being of his close ones. Peter Quill doesn't need to do a lot to be one of the film's most likable characters.
Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Listen to these words.
Number 2, DRAX. Okay, I mean, first of all, casting Dave Bautista as DRAX has to be one of the best casting choices in the entire history of cinema. DRAX is the complete package, funny, fearless and caring. Sure, he's not perfect, but none of them are. However, he is the most wholesome, and it's nearly impossible not to like him. His grief for his lost family doesn't stop him from building a deep connection with the Guardians, calling them his family and sacrificing himself for them. Furthermore, DRAX ends up being one of the funniest of the group, which if you think about it is a hard job as most of them are really funny. The reason? He can't grasp metaphors and takes everything literally. On top of that, he doesn't have a filter, which leads him to be honest in all circumstances. And that is the trait that I love most about him. He will always be completely honest in anything he says.
I am hideous?
You are horrifying to look at, yes.
In the end, DRAX is a character anyone can relate to at some degree, and probably the best comic relief in any Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Number 1, Rocket Raccoon. And now here is another character that is simply impossible not to like. Rocket basically owns Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but if you think about it, Rocket Raccoon has been the main man of the Guardians all along. Bradley Cooper voices the angry and misunderstood Raccoon, delivering his best performance yet, and Gunn writes one of the best character arcs for any MCU hero. Rocket is the film's beating heart, and his story will break the audience's hearts. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 isn't afraid to visit some very dark places to explore Rocket's background, and at the same time, it never loses its senses of hope and fun. Rocket has always been a hilarious part of the franchise, proving that the best MCU characters are not humans. However, Guardians 3 makes him one of the most complex and sympathetic characters and establishes his place as one of Marvel's best and most iconic characters.
Here you go. Oh, I was just kidding about the leg. I just need these 2 things. What? No, I thought it'd be funny. Was it funny? No, wait, what did he look like hopping around?
And so fellas, if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 yet, I tell you, don't miss it. In my opinion, it's probably one of the top 3 best movies of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a perfect closure for all the characters of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. Let me know in the comments what Guardians of the Galaxy character you like the most. Until the next one, have an amazing time, and I'll see y'all later, somewhere across the forever and beautiful sky.
GAMORA is not the one for you, Quill. You just need to find a woman who is pathetic. Like you.